For so many people, it brings up this really specific, kind of tricky question. What on earth do I get my boyfriend's mom? Or my mother-in-law, for that matter, right? It's a whole different ballgame than your own mom.
Oh, Sophia, you are so right. It's like it's not your mom, it's not your sister. It's this important, but sometimes a bit of an unfamiliar territory. You want to be thoughtful, you want to show respect, but then there's this tightrope walk, Like you don't want to be too intimate or totally awkward or just way over the top, right?
Exactly. It's all about finding that perfect balance. The thing is, this person, this amazing woman, she played such a huge part in shaping someone you really, really care about. And that alone, makes her incredibly important. Plus, she's potentially, or already is, a big part of your extended family life. So a thoughtful gesture, even a small one, it just communicates so much. It shows maturity, respect, and it actually strengthens your bond, too.
That's such a great point, Sophia. It's not just about the gift itself then, is it? It's more about what that gesture says. It's like a little note of appreciation for her role in your partner's life and potentially yours. But still, the pressure though, like I can already hear people asking themselves, am I doing too much with this gift? Will this seem weird if we're not super close?
Oh, absolutely, Isabella. Those questions. Am I doing too much? Will this seem weird? What if we're not very close? Those are the most common ones. My short answer, you're probably not doing too much if you focus on thoughtfulness, not extravagance. The goal isn't to impress with sheer cost, but with genuine consideration.
Okay, so it's not about breaking the bank, but showing you thought about her, even a little bit. That's helpful. But what if, like you said, you're not super close? Does that change things significantly? Should I still get something?
Yes, absolutely. Especially then. If you're not super close, a thoughtful, small gift can be an amazing bridge. It opens the door, It shows you're mature, respectful, and value her connection to your partner. It's an act of kindness, not weird, and a low-pressure way to show you care. To say, I see you and appreciate your role.
That makes so much sense, Sophia. So it's about setting a tone, not necessarily achieving some grand gesture. It's more about the respect, really. Now, let's talk practicals. What are some of those safe but thoughtful gift ideas? Because I feel like that's where people get stuck.
Okay, great question. Let's dive into some really excellent, safe, and genuinely thoughtful gift ideas. First up, you can never go wrong with elegant flowers. A beautiful bouquet says a lot without being overly personal, And if you want something that lasts, preserved roses are just gorgeous. They keep their beauty for ages, and they're a lovely, lasting reminder.
Oh, preserved roses are such a good idea. They're like a step above fresh flowers, but still in that safe zone. What else? Like for something she can use. Right. A high-quality candle, a really nice scented one, can be perfect. Or a small, tasteful home decor gift. Think a decorative tray, a pretty vase, or something that fits a general, elegant aesthetic. Nothing too quirky or specific to her personal style, unless you really know it, of course. Neutral is key there, usually. I get it. Like something that can fit anywhere or be easily regifted without offense, if it came to that. Not that we want it to, but What about jewelry? That can get a bit personal, can't it?
It can, absolutely. But neutral jewelry, like a simple pendant necklace with a small classic charm, or delicate earrings, those can be lovely. Stick to classic, understated pieces. Nothing too bold or overtly sentimental from you, if that makes sense. And a gourmet treat, like a selection of artisanal chocolates or a fancy tea set, is always appreciated. Or a simple keepsake, perhaps a small, elegant frame or a decorative box. Those are all solid choices, truly.
Okay, so we've got the gifts down. Now, the card. This is where I think a lot of people probably freeze up. What do you actually write? Is there a difference if it's your boyfriend's mom versus your mother-in-law?
Oh, there absolutely is a difference, Isabella, and it's a subtle but important one. For your boyfriend's mom, you want to keep it warm but a little more formal and respectful. You could write something like, Dear her name, Happy Mother's Day, thinking of you today and sending warm wishes. Partner's name speaks so highly of you and I appreciate your kindness. Or, wishing you a wonderful Mother's Day filled with joy. It's lovely to get to know you. It's acknowledging her, showing gratitude, but without implying too much intimacy.
That's really helpful. So keep it appreciative, acknowledge her importance to your partner, but don't write love you. Got it. What about a mother-in-law? Because that relationship is already established.
Right. For your mother-in-law, you can definitely be a bit warmer, a little more personal, because you're officially part of the family. You might say, Dear her name, Happy Mother's Day, so grateful for all your love and support, and for everything you do for our family. Wishing you a beautiful day. Or even, thinking of you today, her name, so glad to have you in my life, sending you much love. You can use love in the closing, like with love or warmly, and it feels perfectly appropriate there. It really depends on your specific relationship, but you have more leeway for affection.
Okay, that clears things up significantly. The nuance between appreciate your kindness and grateful for all your love it's pretty key. Now, what are the big no-nos, the things we should absolutely steer clear of?
All right, let's talk about the absolute no-go zones, because avoiding these is just as important as picking the right gift. First, and this is huge, overly romantic wording in a card or a gift itself. No, you're the best woman in the world kind of stuff. That's for your partner, not his mom, you know? It's just awkward and inappropriate.
Oh, absolutely. I can totally see someone accidentally doing that if they're trying too hard to be nice and just word vomiting.
Exactly. Second, avoid overly personal jewelry. We talked about neutral, right? So no forever yours engravings or a locket with your partner's picture in it. Keep things classy and general. Third, don't go for overly expensive gifts that might create pressure. You don't want her to feel like she needs to reciprocate or that you're trying to buy her affection. It's not about the price tag. It's truly about the thought.
That's a huge one. You really don't want to make her uncomfortable, especially if she's not someone you're regularly exchanging big gifts with.
Right. And the biggest blunder of all, Isabella, I think it's probably the absolute worst, is ignoring the relationship completely. Even if you're not close, even if you've only met a few times, a complete absence of a Mother's Day acknowledgement can really be perceived as dismissive. A simple card, a small gesture, it makes all the difference. It shows you care enough to, acknowledge her.
Wow, Sophia, this has been so incredibly helpful. I feel like we've covered all the bases, why it matters, what to get, what to say, and what not to do. It really takes the stress out of what can be a really tricky situation.
My pleasure, Isabella. It really boils down to, being intentional, understanding that this relationship is unique and deserves its own kind of thoughtfulness. It's about showing respect and an appreciation for someone who is important to someone you love, without crossing those intimacy boundaries. Just keep it genuine, keep it classy, and you'll be golden.
Genuine and classy. I love that as a mantra for this. It really simplifies things.
Yeah, it really does. And on that note, if you're looking for a meaningful gift that helps say what's hard to put into words, you can find Mother's Day gifts, keepsakes, preserved roses, jewelry, and heartfelt message gifts at sentimentalgiftsco.com for Mother's Day and all the moments worth remembering.
Sophia, I think what resonates most with me from our conversation today is how simple it can be when you shift your focus from obligation to genuine thoughtfulness. It really is about the heart behind the gift, isn't it?
Absolutely, Isabella. It's about recognizing the significance of the relationship, even if it's still evolving, and expressing that appreciation in a way that feels authentic but also respectful of the boundaries. It's truly an art to navigate, but a rewarding one.
And knowing those specific no-nos helps so much, like avoiding romantic language. That's such a key takeaway for anyone trying to make a good impression without overstepping.
Indeed. Remember, it's about building bridges, not burning them, and certainly not creating awkward situations. A thoughtful card with the right tone, coupled with a tasteful gift, speaks volumes. So for all our listeners out there, remember the mantra, genuine and classy. It seems like the perfect guide for Mother's Day and beyond. Couldn't have said it better myself. It applies to so many relationships, really. A little intentional kindness goes a very long way.
I think that's such a beautiful way to wrap things up, Sophia. This whole conversation just really shows how much intentionality matters in all our relationships, doesn't it?
It really does, Isabela. And remember, every single relationship is unique, so trust your instincts here and always lean towards thoughtful respect. Even a small effort can make a monumental difference.
Absolutely. And we'd love to hear from all of you, our wonderful listeners.
So let us know in the comments how you'll be celebrating his mom this Mother's Day. And for more gift etiquette, tips, and ideas, remember to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Take care, everyone.